in terms of voice acting, I really liked Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron. Like, that was one where I was like, he nailed Megatron.
Yes, he did, but Megatron as a character in that movie just felt super fucking shallow.
I will say this about Megatron, and I wrote it in my notes. His turn felt like prequel Anakin Skywalker. Because within 2 minutes, it was, I follow protocol, I'm just a mining droid. Yeah. It went from that to,
I'm going to kill Sentinel Prime, all of his followers, and make sure no one else.
snap of the fingers immediately.
I'm glad you followed my point without hearing me, because that's what I was saying. Him as a character just felt shallow because of that. He just had a
Well, I did
flip
hear that,
switch
and that's-
moment. Oh, okay.
It's just like it just would have worked better if it happened slower. And
And not to such a degree.
and I know I'm trying to hold off on like, well, it's a kids movie, so you got to ignore some things. But Star Wars is a fucking kids movie too, and it gets the same criticism, and it's a valid criticism. How does he switch? Like, and I know there's a big point on the spark in your chest. That's who you really are. And it's just like finding that spark or whatever. But that quick of a fucking switch is insane.
See, I view it from his point of view, where he's like, his entire life, he's just like, I'm a mining robot, I follow protocol. And then it was his entire life that was a lie, which is why he flipped that switch. But in all actuality, it just seemed too fast for him to go from, yeah, we do our jobs, to I'm killing everybody related to this man.
Yeah.
And not feeling any remorse. And
Wait, I would have loved something along the lines of Optimus and Megatron start a revolution together, like halfway through the movie, maybe. And maybe then Megatron starts getting slowly more and more ruthless and yada, I'm the leader and yada, yada, yada. But it doesn't happen like that.
No, it just kind of like, he's suddenly very angry at everybody, and he's trying to not let it get to him at first, but then he just kind of lets the flip switch, and his eyes go red, and he's just like, fuck everything. And it really, like, what really confused me was after
and then he kills his best friend. He kills his...
Yeah.
Optimus jumps in front of the thing, but he drops him down the hole.
He says, I'm done saving you. Like, come on, dude.
The switch is so... And, like, we talked last week about Madness, and we brought up this Megatron Optimus Prime because I heard it a lot. This is not a good illustration for that argument in the slightest. No. Whoever is talking that argument about these characters, you don't understand. I don't want to say you don't understand it, but you have a very surface level understanding. Because they do. They have two different mindsets. One's way more violent. One is way more peaceful.
Yep.
But that's it. There's no nuance to anything. It's such a shallow version of that art. And it's a kid's movie, okay? I know that. But I saw so many people saying, no, Megatron was actually right. No, Optimus... That's not the argument to be had in a kid's movie like this.
It's a kid's movie. And it just, it kills me. Like, even like towards the end, after he kills Sentinel, he just goes on a rampage for a couple seconds.
Like, yeah, he decides to kill all his followers.
Yeah.
Sentinel has followers? Who are Sentinel's followers?
There was a big group of people that when he went to go meet the aliens that was with him, and people that were tracking them down, he did have followers.
Well, yeah, but he just started blowing buildings down.
Yes, exactly. And I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at him like, okay, maybe he's just blowing up the statues of Sentinel Prime. And then, they start panning the camera or showing different scenes, and it's just like, no, he's just destroying everything. Like, anything he sees. And people are just running out of the way trying not to get crushed by fucking buildings because he's just destroying everything.
And people want to say Megatron was right. What are you talking about? What?
They really, I think this movie probably inspired certain CEOs.
Definitely. This movie was definitely behind the current uprising People are like, Megatron had some good. Let's start bombing cities.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We'll start with one and then we'll move to the other because that's what happened almost immediately.